Free online scores usually reveal details about your earlier credit deals. This will be employed by credit merchants to consider whether or not a particular person possesses a healthy credit record. A sound credit background implies financial products that will be approved easily at advantageous interest rates with bigger credit limits. Even so, anybody obtaining a credit report ought to be watchful where they request their free web-based credit report. Not all site is as trustworthy as they claim to be. Preventive steps when obtaining your once-a-year complimentary credit score. An individual may get their free web-based credit score using the annual credit report web page. Even so, there are several web pages which often duplicate the internet domain and deceive visitors into interacting with their web page. Consumers unsuspectingly enter personalized information on the site thinking they're interacting with the trustworthy website. The thing they don't know is the fact that internet criminals previously nailed their valuable confidential info and can now utilize that for fraudulent pursuits. As a safety measure, never acquire your annual free credit ratings on a library personal computer or perhaps in general population places. It's likely that these computers might be installed with phishing applications that catch the unique info of customers. The phishing software can basically clone and save virtually any facts such as social security numbers, debit card details, and other personal info. As soon as this information falls into the wrong hands, this can be used illegal actions. On top of this, you will not be compelled to constantly give their email. A number of people think that contact emails are required whenever asking for a free of charge online credit ratings, when in reality they aren't. Emails are also vital data that identity thieves can use for spurious ventures. Use caution in handing out your email address, in particular in private financial transactions. The most trusted locations to obtain your own free internet-based credit rating. Even if a website is perceived as safe, it is best to still practice vigilance, mainly because most of these websites are open public and might be accessed by anybody holding your login details. The most secure venues to get hold of your free web-based credit report can include the examples below. The first is Annual Credit Report. It's a website where people can obtain a free online credit report. The development of this internet site is an implementation of the United States of America's Fair and Accurate Credit Transactions Act FACTA. When you are accessing this website, you must be cautious because, as recently mentioned, there's a number of copycat sites whose owners aim to gain access to the personal details from unaware site visitors. Also, you can find your annual free credit report through the 3 key credit bureaus. Every single credit bureau has their unique credit report format. If you can afford it, you could get a single one from each credit bureau, but if you aren't able to, you don't need to. Acquiring a report by one credit bureau is normally sufficient. However, it is necessary to be aware of that each and every of the main reporting agencies, TransUnion, Equifax, and Experian, supply credit reports in different formats. While they can be different, these credit reporting agencies have got exactly the same grade of authority. In other words, grabbing a credit report from one reporting agency doesn't really signify more rapid loan acceptance or credit card application approval. Around this writing, MIFICO is another business that gives a credit report to those who need to have one. To people who are unaware of it, FICO was identified previously as Fair Isaac. This is exactly the same business that developed the well-known FICO credit scoring system. All those who would like to obtain their credit reports, they may get it from the MIFICO homepage. Having said that, you will discover fees involved with utilizing it. Finally, you'll be able to get free credit reports determined by the scenario you are currently in. Should you have an application that wasn't okayed, you may get a free of charge credit report. If you are without a job or still looking for employment, you may also secure a free credit report. If you are a prey of identity theft, there exists a chance that you'll get a free of charge credit report. Shield yourself at all times, anytime, trying to get a free credit report on the net. Being familiar with the safest sites to get hold of your credit report isn't sufficient. An individual also ought to guard your personal data, not just to protect your personal data, but also to protect against cybercriminals from grabbing your credit report. To shield yourself, you need to employ only reliable internet sites. You will find several websites that guarantee to provide you a free of charge credit report, but in fact download harmful software programs onto your PC, and the rest is a horror for you. As a result, be careful. Under no circumstances click hyperlinks inserted inside suspect emails. These links could direct you to sites that will have trojans and harmful software. In cases like this, you might not be refused your no-cost online credit report, yet you could subject your personal computer to PC virus and system invasions. Only mouse click on web links if you are convinced that the message is from an individual or a company you already know and you have confidence that the hyperlinks is safe. Only disclose personal data on secure internet sites. One basic way of knowing if a site is safe and sound is that it makes use of HTTPS in the internet browser's links box as a substitute for the usual HTTP. There are third-party corporations that approve whether internet site is reliable or not. Recognize these third-party outfits, and once a website encompasses a qualification, in that case you can be certain that you are working with a secure internet site. Conclusion. As outlined above, the financial guidelines permit individuals to acquire a free credit report every year. You can't apply for a Visa or MasterCard if you don't already have a credit report, which the loan provider may check. You can't apply for lending options if you don't have a credit report. Nevertheless, you need to be wise in trying to get this information, and you have to know the suitable venues to get and complete free credit report on the web. If you aren't going to be smart, this vulnerable data can be applied by criminals for illegal actions.